So back in 1992, when my dad got into the insurance industry, he was a life insurance guy for a really large company, one of the largest insurance companies in the country now. And he only worked for that one company. And he would go out and he was supposed to sell life insurance, accident plans, things like that. And a lot of what he was doing was finding people and trying to either save them a nickel or two, or just get them to get a little bit more life insurance coverage. And it was very difficult for him to find passion in the sales process that didn't really seem to be leaving people better than he found them. He was trying to do that, but with the limited scope of products, because he was only working with one company, and maybe a niche that they were in or focusing on that didn't really align with what his values were. He started looking around for other opportunities to help people. He said, well, if I'm going to be in this space or this industry, I want to find a way to help people, because if I can't help people through a problem, then I'm not going to be happy no matter how much money we make in that process. I want to have a process that actually helps people. So as he was going through, he kept coming into contact with different people who were struggling financially, that were on Medicare because their premiums were high. They didn't understand what their options were. They didn't have agents that could shop that market for them, and other things they were coming across, that they were on fixed incomes, but their expenses kept going up. And so he started getting contracted with these other companies that offer these Medicare products. Back then, there were not a lot of people doing this. Now we see people, kind of following the model that him and some others back then set up, where they became independent brokers and they could shop people's healthcare costs through these standardized plans, keep them with the same coverage, but actually save them money. So the conversation became more about finding someone in a certain situation, keeping them with the same or better coverage, and then being able to leave their house knowing that their budget was better than it used to be. They saved them money. They didn't sell them anything. They got them exactly what they already had for a better price. That was the primary focus of the business. And for me growing up in it, I saw that after he started doing that, there was a great need for it, because it didn't take long before word of mouth started spreading. And referrals are what drives our business. As much as we do advertising and television, that creates brand awareness, but we actually get a lot of our business, if not the majority of our business, from word of mouth still today. People saying, hey, they helped me through this problem. And of course, we've experienced growing pains, because that word of mouth spreads like wildfire, and sometimes it's hard to even hire enough people to handle that. But we're definitely trying to do that, because we want to be able to help as many people as possible. Now back to where he started, about 1993 or 1994, he was still working with this other company, but he had went and started working with some of these independently contracted Medicare supplement carriers, so that he could help people through these problems. And there came a crossroads where the company that he was working for, this really large, what they call a captive insurance carrier, where they'll only let you sell their products, they came to him and they said, you have to cancel these contracts with these Medicare companies, or we're going to have to terminate you. Well, he decided that he didn't really want to work in a place like that as much as he wanted to help people with Medicare. So he took a pretty substantial pay cut right away to focus solely on that niche of helping people save money and have their benefits. Luckily, like I was saying earlier, the news spread like wildfire, and it became a business that there was really a need for. Now, since then, we've seen other agencies in the area spring up in the last few years like crazy, because they know about all the Medicare beneficiaries that are aging in right now, and it's a growing portion of the population because of the baby boomers. But we've been there since the early 90s. I came on board about 6 years ago. My sister Amy came on board about 7 or 8 years ago. And ever since then, we've been trying to do our best to grow and help as many people as possible, and continue the mission and the legacy that he set out to accomplish in the early 90s. So we really hope that it is indicative of what the way that we behave, and the passion that we show in helping each individual person, that we aspire to be the best Medicare agency in Northeast Mississippi, and as we branch out and help people all around the country, we want to do the best job we can. So we want to make sure that we leave every one of our customers better than we found them, which is why that is kind of the theme that we're going on about. So here is a montage of some of our agents in the office and what their why is, why they do what they do. And I hope that when you watch that, you can actually feel that this is their why, and that's why they want to help you, and they really truly are going to find you in one shape and hopefully leave you there either knowing more than you knew before or in a better spot. And you can trust that they've been all trained the same way that Bobby trained me and Amy, and that we've trained them, and that they're all very knowledgeable about the products and the services that we offer. And if they don't know the answer to something, they're going to come straight to me. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to go straight to the top. So thanks for watching, guys.
My name is Kelly Moore, and I'm the office manager here at Bobby Brock Insurance. When I first started working in claims, I came across a client who was in her mid-80s, and she had just recently lost her husband, and she had started receiving some bills from the hospital. She wasn't sure about them because her husband had always handled her insurance bills and things of that nature for her. But she got a bill for a little over $800. And the first one she just ignored, but the second one had a little bit more of a demanding tone to it. So she was afraid, and she immediately wrote them a check and paid it. She called me a couple of days after she had done this, and we realized that she in fact didn't owe this bill. It was a billing error, and she was crying and told me that she had gone without her medicine that month in order to pay them that, and she was afraid she wouldn't get her money back. This pretty much lit a fire under me, and I was bound and determined I was going to get her money back for her. So I began to put in some phone calls and emails to different people, and once they realized the error, they assured me that she would be getting her money back. So about a week later, she called me, and she was crying and just thanking me profusely because she had gotten a check in the mail for the refund for her bill, and she was going immediately then to get her medicine. And it just made me feel good to be able to help her when she had no children, she had no grandchildren, she didn't have anyone to basically fight this for her. And it made me feel really good to be able to step up to the plate and be able to help her and get that resolved for her. So that really helped me understand why God put me here to do what I'm doing, and I just enjoy helping people.
We were asked this question, and I had to kind of stop and think about it a little bit, but it really didn't take me too long to think about. It really brought it back to a personal situation for me. Very early on in my career, when I first started selling insurance, one of the first people that I started to look at was personal family. My grandmother was one that I was targeting the most, and reevaluating her situation, we discovered that she wasn't doing things at the best that she could possibly be doing. My grandmother is by no means wealthy. She is like most people that we come across, where they're living on fixed incomes and just trying to make ends meet with their small Social Security draw and whatever other retirement that she has been getting. But again, it's just not enough to add up to be anything, and it wasn't giving her the freedom that she was used to in life prior to retiring and being on Medicare. And so reevaluating her situation, and we figured out there was another plan that we could put her on that would free up a lot of money in her everyday life, and that money does go a long way when you're living on a fixed income. And so I started by helping my grandmother change her policy to another one that saved her a significant amount of money, and she has been very satisfied with that. But it was early on in that I figured out why I do what I do. Because I was able to help her, it helped me realize how many other people's grandparents were out there in the same situation. And it's amazing how many people are in the exact same situation. You don't have the funds to get the plans that you think you need, And sometimes the ones that you are paying for are not the best ones for your situation. And so we were able to do a lot of things without shaking up the coverage too much and just giving her the freedom to live the life that she wanted to lead. It gave her the opportunity to buy extra things, and these small changes in life go a long way. It wasn't life-changing money, but in a way it was life-changing money because it did give her that freedom that she was used to and got her back to living that everyday life, which just fulfills her with happiness. And I see it every day when I go over there. Every time I visit my grandmother, I always ask her, how has this plan been treating you? Is there anything that you think we can improve on? Is there any gripes or complaints that you have about it? And overall, she seems pretty satisfied. And that alone gives me that warm and fuzzy feeling inside that I was able to help my grandmother and put her in a better spot than what I found her in. And so I strive to make every client that I come across leave with that same feeling. I want to leave them in a better place than I'm finding them in. And I'm very confident that I can do that 99% of the time. And so that is why I do what I do.
Hey, my name's Nolan. I'm a field agent here at Bobby Brock Insurance. One of the times that that stands out in my mind where I was able to most help someone was about a year ago. I was living in Las Vegas, and there was a lady that I was speaking with on the phone, and from our discussion, I knew that she was eligible for more than what she currently had, as far as she would qualify for Medicaid based on income. And the nice thing about that is she wouldn't have to pay that $144 every month that she was currently paying. I was surprised to hear that she was currently paying that. And also, she was paying whenever she went to the doctor, and I knew that she was able to qualify to not do that. So I said, hey, get on the Medicaid, apply, and you'll save yourself that money every month. And she told me she didn't have a way to get down there, so I went and I picked her up. We went and rode across town to the office and applied. It only took about an hour of my time, but it made a big difference for her. So she qualified, and she was able to save that $144 every month, which was a significant pay increase for her every month. And in addition to that, I was able to set her up. She qualified for the extra benefits such as like dental, vision, and hearing, and rides to and from the doctor, which was important in her situation. But the best part was a couple months later, she told me that she was able to move across town. She found a new place to live that made her very excited. She wasn't very happy at her current place. It was right next to a nightclub. Again, this was Vegas, where they go 24 hours and they'll go till 4 or 5 in the morning. So she was very happy to move from her current situation, and yeah, that's a case where I believe I was most able to help someone.
Hey y'all, my name is Mallory. I'm the receptionist here at Bobby Brock Insurance. When I started this job, I really didn't know what to expect, but I feel as though I have found my why, and it is you guys. I get to interact with each and every one of you that comes through the door every day. A moment that really sticks out to me is when a client came in and said that my smiling face was just what she needed. And at that moment, I realized that this is why I do what I do.
My name is Zach Devon. I'm an agent here at Bobby Brock Insurance. I recently helped a lady. She said that her previous agent told her she couldn't get underwritten through a supplement because she weighed too much, which is not true. So she called into us, and I was able to help her swap her supplement and save her about $40 a month. She was so excited that I was able to get her underwritten, and this is my why.
Hi, Rob Sevilla here, and I'm one of the senior agents at Bobby Brock Insurance here in Tupelo, Mississippi. I'm also known as the Medicare Minister, and so today I'm answering the question, why am I doing what I'm doing? And my insurance career started about 6 years ago, really in a way to help some friends and family that were having some challenges, had some questions and concerns about their insurance policies, and were just not getting the answers that they were needing. And these people happened to be in my church, as I'm a pastor and a minister. And so that began my insurance journey. I got so much joy and fulfillment, if you will, out of helping them really find the right policies and making sure they had the right policies, reviewing what they had. And then I was not only able to help them do that, but also I was able to help someone have a death benefit for a loved one that they had lost. And so that's when I got the insurance bug, if you will, and became passionate about helping others find the right life insurance or health insurance or Medicare insurance. And so my why is this, it's simple, is I love helping people, connecting them to the right policies that are going to benefit them and going to be there to protect them and their families in the time of need.
All right, so I hope that you've enjoyed some of the whys from our other agents and employees, but what I'm going to do here is tell you my why. You know, when I first started, I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years, and I was getting out of the Marine Corps to come in to work, and I didn't know if I wanted to do insurance. It seemed like a boring job to me, you know, at the time. But my dad was, you know, really wanting me to get involved and help, and I started, you know, going out and getting people would send in, you know, requests for information, and I would go to their house to try to help out. And pretty early on, within the first few months, I went to a man's house in Fulton, and he had no coverage at all, and you know, I was able to get him set up with a Medicare supplement. He actually bought a cancer policy as well. And about 65 days later, he actually passed away and was diagnosed with cancer right before passing away. His Medicare supplement paid all of his bills, leaving his son that he lived with no bills, and his cancer policy paid out $20,000 too, that his son got to keep as a check. I was brand new to the industry, but I quickly saw the impact that those products could have on someone in those situations. And you know, it became more about, you know, how can I leave someone in a better place than I found them? And you know, the products that we offer and the services that we offer can do that. And so it became real to me. I felt, you know, the desire to try to replicate that as fast as possible. And so that's what I've been doing ever since. So that is my why, and together this video represents our why as an office, and I hope that you found it helpful and that you can trust, you know, that all of our agents are going to look out for your best interests. Thank you so much for watching.